Hello, and welcome to this week's Three Wise Men of Crypto with me, the Wizard. I'm joined by Justin and Dave from Stonksy. How are you both?
Not bad. Can't grumble.
Yes, very good, very good.
Another week in paradise. Another week waiting.
Yeah, another week in paradise, like Justin says.
Yeah, well, we had a nice all-time high to celebrate on both gold and Bitcoin.
It's no big thing for gold, is it? It's like the day ends in Y and it's a Monday to Friday. All-time high.
Relentless.
It's fairly crazy, isn't it? But so what are from a general perspective, how are you feeling about crypto in sort of a broader sense? How are we feeling? Does it feel toppy? Do we feel like there's more juice in the tank? Where are you boys sitting?
For what? Bitcoin or in general?
I think in the general total market, I think is where I'm looking. I think Bitcoin is interesting, but I think everyone's waiting to see whether or not their alt bags are finally going to pump.
I mean, Bitcoin obviously broke out. Probably make a little consolidation pattern here, I would imagine. And then I would think that 130 to 150 comes in pretty short order within the next 4 weeks. Then, if we get a pullback to 120-ish, that's hopefully where altcoins might finally do something.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're thinking, Dave.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I think it smells of opportunity.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Stench of opportunity.
Yeah, I haven't been looking in the right places so far, but I'm trying. There is definitely opportunity. Yeah, I'm just trying to pivot my attention to BSC now, and I'm determined to try and catch at least one runner. I'm determined. I just want to catch just one runner, one CZ runner.
I have one decent altcoin that I can't remember whether it was either a 7 or a 10x. Did anyone get in that Bravo ready?
No.
That our friend Kay was.
Oh, I've got some of that in a wallet somewhere.
Yeah, that's done well.
I need to check that.
Which has got something in a wallet for everything. Got bits hanging around everywhere.
Wizard of wallets.
Yeah, quick, go and sell it, Wiz.
I have too many. Yeah, it's in one of them somewhere. I'll have to fish that out. Oh, nice.
There you go.
No, I didn't get on that. What was it? Was it a meme or?
I will tell you, it's something to do with I don't know. About Ready are collectibles where collectibles become more than collectibles. It's a digital first ecosystem powering both the fun and finance of trading cards.
Sounds interesting.
Sounds like
nice.
Absolute article loaded nonsense to me. That is
very nice.
9999999% of all crypto projects are farcical and nonsense.
I've just sold some of that. Do we have some of that still vesting?
What's that?
Or is that a question for off stream? Is there some
off stream?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a nice surprise. I've just sold some anyway. Completely forgot about that. So that was
yeah.
Did you sell it all? Did you sell it all?
No, I sold half.
Yeah, I took profits on the little run up, so over the weekend.
Very nice.
That's a pleasant surprise. And then, yeah, but outside of that, I think it's in general we are going to pump, and I think we pump big at some point. I know we've got an agenda to keep today, but I do think that imminently we are going to have some kind of agreement by Hamas in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And as you know, I have been talking for a long time about wars and the effect that it will have on speculative assets. So, and I think you're seeing that again. I know we're coming to gold, but I think gold is front running that whole narrative.
Yeah, agree.
So we're readily approaching a very key psychological level, and which also coincides, funny enough, with where we might get peace in the Middle East. And yeah, that'd be a nice little profit taking at the right kind of narrative news event, which then hopefully we might get some rotation potentially. But it's done 20% in in less than 6 weeks. So you think the entire market cap of crypto is what, 4 trillion? It's done more than that. Just having a little pump.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, I'm feeling quite bullish. I know, certainly, obviously, my focus has been more stocks as of late, and my stock portfolio is looking pretty nuts. There's stuff that I thought had topped out that seems to just go obscene, and then I think yesterday's big AI pass the parcel capital was
that's creating a bubble to burst, right? It's got to just we are going to just literally rotate the capital between ourselves. We won't even bother allowing the investors to do it. We will just we're all intrinsically linked.
Well, it's from a sort of comprehension point of view. How can a non-profit company buy $78 billion worth of chips, take a 10% stake in a company, and then go and raise against a $500 billion valuation and still be a non-profit?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time. It just seems like they're creating this web to ensure that all of those kind of Mag 7 or whatever you call it now are so intrinsically linked, and they basically controlling the destiny to make sure that there is no spillage outside of that little group, basically.
Yeah.
And
no competitors can compete.
Yeah.
Because especially, I think I know we got slightly off a tangent here, but I think with the current regime as well, which is very favourable to mergers and acquisitions.
Well, they're buying stakes in governmental stakes in big companies.
Yeah, because what is it? Intel have had stakes bought by both the US government and Nvidia. It's a pass the parcel of capital that's. It feels to me almost sort of going back to that element is they are also looking. It feels like they're trying to build themselves up to a point like we saw the banks do in 2008, where they're too big to fail. And I get the feeling
that work out.
That's probably the reason why gold is at $4,000, to be honest. But it feels like a lot of these tech companies now are at that point where they're too big to fail.
Yep.
Like the idea that if Nvidia crashed, everything would stop. The idea that if Meta would stop. I mean, I think half the middle-aged people in the world would lose their mind if Facebook ever went down. The world would melt down if WhatsApp went. It's it feels like we're at that point, and I know certainly from a crypto perspective, it feels like there's some catching up to do, particularly in the realm of Bitcoin. I know we actually called pretty much the bottom, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, where we said 108, 109 would be the bounce spot.
That is why we're the wise men.
Exactly.
There's other sort of positive narratives that are out there. I mean, didn't Trump at the weekend or Friday on Truth Social post something about the crypto age is here? It's basically the old financial system is going. Yeah. This is going to be part of the future, which is obviously what has also been surmised on a few streams that between us that we've been on. So what we thought seems to be coming true, which is quite interesting in itself. So yeah, I can't remember. I think it was. I'm sure it was on Friday.
Yeah. He's been talking about that. I know. That's also been a topic on his list when he's gone and visited some of his some of the other countries to do deals with. And I mean, it's all a bit nuts. I'm still trying to make sense of just like where we are from a macro point of view, just because stuff doesn't make sense. I mean, because I mentioned in the Discord yesterday, we're seeing stuff that should theoretically, from an economic perspective, play out, but any sort of theoretical mechanisms are just being completely overridden by policy. I think obviously the beneficiaries of that are gold and crypto. It feels like there's a rush to flight for Bitcoin. I think there's some nice narratives coming out. I know from a initial narrative point of view, all of us who are UK citizens, the UK seems to be easing its war on crypto slightly, with the ability to now buy exchange traded notes from, I believe it's from tomorrow. Tomorrow it goes live.
ETFs as well trading, wasn't it? They were.
Yeah, I think there's still some. I think when I read an article, there's still some work on the ETFs to do, but you're allowed to do ETNs. I think there's a slight difference in. I think ETNs are just purely a tracking mechanism, but I know that anyone with their brokerage, there's now a little quiz to fill in to see if you are responsible enough or deemed responsible enough to trade crypto properly. I say properly, trade it within ISAs, but I mean, I personally, I'd have loved for this to have happened last year because I'm currently sat now having to do bloody capital gains on stuff. That if it had let me buy it inside an ISA last year, it would have been a lot more pleasant. But it's a step in the right direction, I think, and it'll be interesting to see if pension funds and people with SIPs and people with ISAs take this up.
Yeah. I think, like we said before, if the digital stablecoin is going to be the great savior of the US dollar long term, or even if it's not necessarily the US dollar, the actual just preserving the US's stranglehold over the reserve currency, everything finance-wise, pension funds, banks, will have to allocate a portion to digital currencies. Have to.
Yeah. It's it feels inevitable. What are your thoughts, Dave? Will you be buying Bitcoin inside of your ISA, or
no?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I won't be. I won't. I will probably in the future. Yeah, I wouldn't be adding any here and now, but I would probably just still buy the companies because the companies have performed better than Bitcoin. So I would still, and I think that's going to be my strategy next cycle. we say next cycle, whatever happens between now and maybe another like 2-3 years, is just load up on Coinbase, MSTR, maybe a few of the others like Gemini,
Robinhood's
Robinhood, yeah.
They're now also a gambling app. I read.
Pretty much, yeah, just anything.
Yeah.
Anything that could basically be tied to Bitcoin, but obviously is a lot more. A lot more. I don't really know. I suppose it's just easier for maybe TradFi people just feel safer still buying the companies or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they perform better than Bitcoin still. So
yeah,
as long as you
it's
get
that tax wrapper as well. I think that tax wrapper is one of the key elements. Yeah, I mean Robinhood's nuts. That's one definitely that I'm annoyed I faded because they are now basically a stockbroker. You can do your options on there.
It's the everything app, isn't it? It's just the everything app.
Because of prediction markets now, they're putting prediction markets on there, so it's now also a gambling app that doesn't need a license to operate as a gambling app.
Yeah. Who was it? Oh, it was Weeble, weren't it? That added Kalshi.
Yeah.
What have they added?
I think they're adding their own, or they're adding a polymarket integration. It's one of the two. Yeah. But that's now seen as like the way to get around. Yeah. Obviously, the US gambling laws are a lot more stringent than they are in the rest of the world.
Yeah, it is interesting that as well because you could go on Polymarket now and bet Bitcoin to drop below 120k today, tomorrow, whatever. So you don't actually have to go on an exchange and place a trade now if you don't want. You just go on Polymarket and find whatever pool you want. Which is it's obviously a nice loophole to have for whoever wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and there's been some more loosening of the regulations. I know that Bullish have now got a US license to serve US institutions along with providing options trading. So I know that they had some news last week. They pumped. I mean, that thing is. I've been sat on my spot bag of that thing whilst it's been fairly miserable, but they've now. I think they've got a load of partners on, including Wintermute, who it's to enable options trading of crypto for US institutions. Yeah. So I think we're seeing that capital flow. I mean, I don't personally trade crypto options. I don't think either of you two do either, do you?
No. It is a big market though, isn't it? Like it is a big market. Like whenever they expire, it's always in the billions towards 10 billion or whatever is the figure I always see.
It's something I'm probably, if I'm sat on a big pile of Bitcoin in the bear market, I'll probably look into selling covered calls because that's quite a good way to earn income from it. But yeah, feels like the proliferation. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking pretty good. I'll flash a chart up. And
did you also say that there's more ETFs? Like we was talking about an ETF tracking top altcoins. I think there was something like 21 altcoins that were listed on one ETF, like Bouquet last week. I can't remember where I saw that.
Okay. I know the one that I wish was offered to UK investors that's really good is Vanek do one that's a mixture of on-chain assets and companies within the crypto ecosystem stocks. I think the ticker for that is Node, but that's quite good. I've been trying to track some of those, but it'll be interesting to see if that. I'd like to see those proper ETFs get rolled out in the UK. I don't think they will. The UK, considering we're still waiting for a way to actually buy just spot holdings is not there, but yeah, I mean this push up on Bitcoin is nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, but it's kind of. So I think as long as we hold around that 122, 123 on the daily, it will open up the next leg up, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see they're just holding above that there. But I've got. Where have you got your eyes on a potential retracement? Then I know from my charts, I had something drawn out around this pocket here.
I think it really depends on how far it pushes in this next link. So I have, it's quite a wide area, but I'm looking between 130 and 150. And it depends how deep we get into that. Let's have a look. You would probably come back and just basically retest 120-ish, wouldn't you? I'd imagine where we are
like
now.
This area here, this little pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there'll be a lot of people looking at this, hoping to get a fill in here or in here.
Well, the thing
I know
is,
on my other charts, I've got
if you switch it to the weekly viz, it's pretty obvious where it's going to retest at some point. Quite a few sort of like equal highs all there. What's that? About 120? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you've got there, haven't you?
I mean, it couldn't get much easier than that, right? To spot a level to retest.
Yeah, especially when you've obviously got the tops there, but you've got a nice little weekly level below there at 117, which basically just creates this nice little zone.
Yeah. Oops.
But it was a pretty strong move though. I think it was one that I thought from a market making perspective was genius, because the amount of people I saw looking for 105 and below, looking at the obvious gaps, and it comes back to what we've been saying on here over and over and over. When you've got this upward cycle, is they tease the gap and then go. And it was because you saw it here. Here you can see teased this gap, didn't get, left the people here waiting, went here, came up, left the people here waiting, teased, gone. Here, left the people here, teased and waiting, gone. So
I was still
semi-cautious
and thinking we might sweep the lows of was it like 1st of September as a potential, but now that we've closed, as long as we hold the levels. But my initial chart that obviously I shared with my nearest and dearest played out to almost perfection. It was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect, isn't it? And you can see there's a really nice level there at 108, 139.
Well, if you look to the left of that, so where this kind of, you look at how wicky that kind of area is there, around above 100 grand.
Yeah.
That is going to be used as fuel at some point. So whether that's the move down, or whether that's or when we finally get to bear market territory, that will be used, or potentially to dip into for your supply, your demand for ripping higher. I still don't discount it. It's definitely a point of interest. That whole kind of from 90 up to 110 area is just stuffed full of liquidity.
Yeah, you can see it. The amounts in there, in here, it's it's pretty biblical.
And contrary to what a lot of other people will say, you do not need heat maps to know where liquidity is. A, they are spoofed to hell. And B, look at candles. It tells you the whole story.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think from a liquidity perspective, the people say, "Oh, it needs to sweep this downside." I think, to be honest, a lot of the liquidity is just coming from the amount of money that is currently being printed. Like, it feels like there is enough fuel being added externally that you don't need these big moves. And I think some of these big moves will be protected.
But it's not even that much. If you look in comparison to gold, it's not
tiny. Tiny.
it's literally change you find down the back of the sofa kind of thing. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But I believe from the people I know that have connections to lots of money, this money's all been sitting on the sidelines since COVID. So
Yeah.
it's not just suddenly new money that will be used as well, but there is plenty just sitting there ready to go. As soon as the button pushers want to send something,
Yeah, they go.
Yeah.
They go. And it feels like the train is now leaving the station.
Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up and let Dave talk, say something intelligent now.
Yeah, go on, Dave. Give us your thoughts.
You don't want that. You don't want that. What do you want my thoughts on?
I don't know. Bitcoin, life, general. No, where do you see the next move for Bitcoin? Do you see it continuing to plow higher up into sort of that 130, 150 range?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it pulling back to?
Well, it should do, because each time we've broke out of these consolidation ranges, we've then had continuous green candles. So if you go back and have a look at the last couple of times on the weekly, each time we've broke out of consolidation, it's been followed by, pretty much just relentless green candles. Like, that one minus that little week in the middle there, that was obviously just 5 weeks of up. So we should do after, especially because really, if you go back and look at the time that we're in now, the last one was a bit shit, wasn't it? Like, we only broke from, what did we break from? We went like, what, 10K?
We broke from 100, yeah.
So the last one wasn't really that exciting. It was basically just one week, and then that was it. So you would imagine that this one may be a bit more ferocious. Like, look at the candle now. So we've obviously broken out on the weekly. So you don't really obviously want to go back in.
Yeah, it's a mega candle.
The one from like 70k, that kind of bottom there, was a 50% move, I think it was. Just measuring the moves up. So when was it? April 1.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it's weird because of obviously the timing, because we could get the full expansion before we even go into November. So November could literally just be ranging on Bitcoin and alts pumping, and then kind of, obviously typical December sell off, bleed into the new year, where which may catch a lot of people off guard, because a lot of people may not expect Bitcoin to kind of top out for the year in October, and maybe that's what kind of gets people off guard, because even if alts start pumping in November and stuff, people will probably get greedy thinking that Bitcoin's to do another leg because we're still in Q4.
Yeah.
But we could just have all the Bitcoin action done and dusted by the end of October, and then, move over to alts in November.
Yeah. Or we see a horrendous crash, and then we see that sort of renaissance. I'm also of the persuasion that
cook everyone into this next phase of expansion and just ruin it.
just take everyone up here, wreck them down here.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams crushed, and then bang, back up. That would be biblical.
Yeah. I tell you what, wait, a little bit off topic, but just a quick question. On 212, what ETF issuer do you go with for your Nvidia short, for your 3x short? Does it matter?
I think it's Granite Share, but it's all the same.
Because the only one I was looking at was on the SNV3 one. That says -3x, where the rest of them just say 3x short. I don't know whether I don't know what the difference is, or if there's any.
Should be relatively the same. Yeah. For those unaware, Dave and I are currently shorting the.
Well, yeah, I'm going in.
Building shorts on the Mag 7.
Yeah, I'm going in with my first hit today. So I just want to clear that up before I went in on it.
Might be a brave move, but my my stock portfolio is fucking nuts. I wish I'd stuck to stocks more than crypto. I've had so much better success.
You'd be retired.
Oh, honestly, like
Never
my
mind. Never mind. Full time crypto / trading. You'd be retired.
my 1 year ISA return is 300%.
Mad.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, Bitcoin does look pretty good. How about so yeah, so from a scenario perspective, I think we're sort of looking
Aligned.
potentially down here and then into here, and then I'd love to see some hopes and dreams smashed and then go. That would be the best candle ever, wouldn't it? Straight down 2 weeks, consolidate, let everyone short it, thinking the dreams are over, and then bang back up.
I think you'd need. It depends, timeline wise. We're going to have the run up first, right? For sure, and then we want a big consolidation range, I'd imagine, and that's where you're going to get your alts pumping. But I'm not sure. And then we're going to have the last at the end of. It won't be the end of this year, sorry. It'll be like Q1 is probably where you get the final leg. But it's not. We're not. I mean, obviously, a lot of people thought we would be done in October. Clearly, that's not happened.
It's dragged on. I'll tell you what, I can't wait until. I'm looking forward to the fun. I don't want to wish it all away. I can't wait for the cycle to finish and just like have a few months of doing nothing, because it's been the most tiring cycle I think I've ever had. It's been pretty nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah. Where do you stand on ETH? Oh,
I was about to. I can't forget about Ethereum. I mean, yeah, I quite like it. I think. So I've got some fresh stream charts up, so I'll do our usual annotations. But we said previously, didn't we, that it would be held inside this previous cycle range?
Yeah. Because we said about the candle constructions and wiki.
Yeah, because we can see their back test all the way across. Yeah, I like it. It's been really strong. Obviously, you had that flush down there where everyone thought that was it. That's the end. ETH is going down here. And we've had this really strong push up. I think the next challenge is, do we break that 5K?
Just looking at it, I think we're gonna we might get a pullback soon. Not deep, but around about that midline you've got on that chart.
Yeah,
round about there, and then I think we catapult from there. And I think that happens within the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tease some of this, build some shorts, and then bang, up through. And then where do you see this? I know we're in price discovery, so it's where do you see the next move taking ETH to?
Well, I have a TP zone that's a bit higher, so I think you could see anything from, and I appreciate this is a large zone, but I can see anywhere between 7 and 10,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that would. So what was this move up here? So this move from the April lows to where we are, that's a 200% move. Yeah, so about 100% move. So it's basically sort of this, another one of these moves.
Yep.
Yeah, because if we look this there, yeah, it's about 90%.
But the good news is, so if you look on the daily, you've got that. You've got from probably the 29th of August to 10th of September. That kind of little range.
Yeah.
That again, that candle construction, that area, that is your juice to send this puppy higher. If you dip into that, I would suggest bidding. Not financial advice, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a beautiful liquidity pocket, isn't it? You see size of the candles in there.
Yeah. That is.
And it would make sense as to what we've previously said if it comes to here. And because you'd leave, I imagine if it came down, you'd have a lot of people looking at that gap, and that gap.
And sweeping the low and all of that kind of stuff. But structurally, it looks about the right place for me.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Nice little, as you can see, we're pushing into and clearing some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
Take it down, and then bang.
And obviously, the clearing validation, if you close below that what is it, the 3,800 ish, close below there, it's invalid.
Yeah.
It's just,
and then you'd be looking for sweeps around here and potentially here.
Yeah.
But
if you was going to long it from around about that area, I mean, it's a decent RR.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So I reckon 500x from there, see it high and let it fly.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think everything's playing out, and I think from a market making perspective, it doesn't make sense to let ETH fall down here, particularly when you're trying to accumulate.
Well, the thing is that they need to defend their positions, right?
Yeah.
There will be people, institutions, and market makers and stuff that will want to push the price lower. Fine, and the bulls have worked hard to get the price to a very key zone. Again, that has been detailed many times on this stream. To clearly serve the purpose. They're not just going to give that up to allow it to fall away. Liquidate below it, fine, but close, no chance.
No. What are your thoughts on ETH, Dave?
Yeah, probably gets that big explosive breakout, doesn't it, once Bitcoin's done? That's what we typically see. So let Bitcoin do its thing. It will obviously it's dragging ETH up slowly, but then once Bitcoin obviously starts to level off, then it will probably be pretty aggressive. Because it's obviously yet to properly break its high as well.
It's going to do it with violence, isn't it?
It will be relentless.
Well, ETH always moves violently. I think ETH always moves a lot more violently than you see Bitcoin. Like that move there, violent.
Yeah,
that one's pretty violent.
And the thing is as well, you know, as soon as it breaks the high, all treasury companies, are going to start getting noisy again and probably start feeding the bid,
feeding the machine.
Yeah, Tom Lee's probably got a couple billion just waiting to probably just send it as soon as it properly, let the market do the hard work, and then he'll probably just start feeding to send it fully up.
What's his thing even doing?
It should be at what Bitmine? I think it's just going sideways.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gone up. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Ethereum treasuries and spot ETFs now hold over 10% of ETH supply.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they can accumulate more ETH for obviously a bigger percentage for cheaper, can't they, compared to what sailors had to do because the market cap's a lot smaller. So if they, for every what is it? So ETH's around 400 billion in it, or 500 billion. So they can obviously accumulate a bigger portion of the supply for less money than Sailor had to do.
Yeah, 100%. God, no. MSTR is beautiful. I'm I'm now 80% out of my position now, Dave. But that was
Yeah, it's great.
that was a legendary bottom tick.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, and we had a great day in Manchester last week, didn't we? While your calls were.
Those I'm annoyed about. I sold those too early because I sold my calls for I think my average sale was about $7. I mean I bought them for $1.20, so I can't really complain. But I checked the other day and my calls when we were at 360 in the money were $13.
Yeah.
Which would have been a 10x. Yeah, more so.
Did you end up buying that Chinese meme before, or did you not? Have you not?
I did. I got a little bag.
Did you? It's
yeah.
starting to move. It's starting to move back towards the high of this morning now.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Is that the one you mentioned earlier?
Yeah. I mean, luckily enough, I saw a guy mention it, a big BSC guy, and I just thought, oh, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it because it was at like 450k market cap, and by the time I could get money on to BSC, it had gone up to just above 500. So I loaded it in, and then literally like probably about 15 minutes later, it just full sent like all the way up towards 900k. I was just fucking hell. Finally, I've had some good luck.
I'm gonna say your luck on meme coins, Dave, has been.
It's not really luck. It's just poor decision making, really. Like that Dust one, I didn't even see. I went and looked when you said that about Dust before. I went and looked. Dust went to 8 mil.
Oh, don't, because I've pretty round trip that. Then.
Yeah, it went to 8 mil last week, and then it's dropped back down. But that one was annoying because I thought that one was going to rug because it just kept doing nothing, and then new dusts were getting released, and I was thinking maybe this is actually in the wrong hands, and they're going to make a new dust and send that. But yeah, should have held on to that as well. But it's just poor decision making. But I am refusing to touch this now. This one's now at 950k, so it's making its way up. But I'm refusing to touch it, and I'm just going to let it ride and see what happens.
Did you say it's a BSC one?
Yeah, it's the first Chinese meme coin created on 4meme, which is basically like BSC's version of Pump. So it's got I don't know the chance that it's got of CZ interacting with it, but that is kind of my lottery ticket anyway.
You are really in the trenches now, aren't you?
I want to.
Dave has changed so much.
I'm trying to be more adaptive now instead of like kind of just being annoyed with narratives or opportunities and stuff like that. I'm trying to like immerse myself into instead of getting annoyed like I didn't catch that 4 because that was just ridiculous, weren't it?
The grumpy old man has now warmed to the modern.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be. Well, this is it. This is where the attention's on, isn't it? Is BSC at the moment. So
yeah,
it's thoroughly. Definitely.
I'm trying.
What's the what was I going to say? What's the DEX side of things doing?
I don't think Asters and Apex were around the same levels as when we was on last week. I'm all out of blue, but I think that might be a mistake. To be honest, I might go back into that.
Ooh, what? This might be one for off stream.
Yeah, talk about that off stream.
Yeah,
I've been bagging.
Have you
started to?
Right. Yeah. We'll leave that for off stream. I want a good entry on that one. Yeah, I'm in this one. I'm still long on this.
That is just a full send to like $10 soon. You can see it. You can see it happening right before my eyes. Like that is just going to, and again, in hindsight, as soon as BSC started cooking, that was just the easiest long ever.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
So BNB has done another 6% today.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely cooking in it.
Yeah. That's market cap.
So I'm not bad at charting stuff in TA, but this thing, when you try and make sense of the movement of BNB, you can see how this is different to any other crypto.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
Knowing obviously who's involved and the.
I always say that BNB and Tron are the two just in their own bubble. Like,
yeah.
obviously because they have such good supply control as well. Like, you know, if they want to do anything with BNB like they're doing now, they can do it. Same for Justin.
Yeah.
If he wants to do anything with
Crazy.
Tron, he can do it. Like, they bloody teased that gap fill on the stock, and it sent like 60%, and it was.
Oh,
Seen it?
yeah, I was about to flash that up. I bought some and I bought some
Did you?
calls on it and I'm up quite nicely. Have you seen this, Justin? The
Oh,
sheer fuckery
honestly.
on Tron on the stock market.
They just teased the gap fill and didn't fill the gap and then just sent it.
It just doesn't surprise me. So it's just
so annoying.
But do you remember when we was waiting for that, Dave? When it was on Moody?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we was like, it's going to fill this gap. It's going to fill, and it literally came within a gnat's chuffer of doing it, and then just went bang.
And it's sent
800% cancelling in like 2 minutes.
I'm ready for stuff to go nuts again. I just want my money to actually be on it this time.
Yeah, this thing
I've got some good ones.
One straight line to 2K, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that?
Right.
I think we're getting towards. So I had an area marked out at between 13 and 1400. So now, what I will say, if you go that this is in its own sphere in itself. So if this goes, obviously it's pumped and then goes into a consolidation phase, does that mean the ecosystem of BNB, then the other tokens that are on that chain have their day in the sun? Potentially?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Pancake swap to $10, Wiz.
I've got a list of. I'll share it after, but I've got a list of BNB projects that I've been buying up. Some of which have yet to pump, which will be nice. But yeah, it's got
that feel to it that it's going to be. It will hit that area. We're going to get another compression phase.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, especially how badly body pumped some of them have been with regards to their market cap. Like the one that we will talk about offline, that has got it's got like 5 million market cap now.
Yeah.
You need to sneeze at it and it will probably go up by like 100x.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's another one that I won't mention on stream, but I've also bought some that looks absolutely dead and buried on the ecosystem.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and I have procured some as well. But that's purely on Dex now, right?
Yeah, that's on. Actually, you can buy it on Mexi.
Maybe it's a different one then.
Yeah.
There's an interesting one. I don't know if you watched my stream yesterday or not, but you know, obviously Mantle MNT.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's at like 8 billion market cap now, or whatever, just something ridiculous. Now the main dex on there, just in general decks, not perp decks, but just main decks on there, is called Mo. And that over the weekend anyway was just above 20 mil. It's now gone up, or 30 mil. It's now gone up 50% since the weekend anyway, annoyingly. But that is it's still only at 40 million market cap. And the interesting thing about it is it's not listed anywhere. It's literally just listed on its own decks. So you would imagine at some point that is going to list on Bybit. You would assume.
Yeah.
But it's not listed anywhere. And obviously with the size of MNT, I'm quite interested in doing that, in picking some up.
Why is it whenever I put stuff on my watch list that I've been meaning to buy, before I end up buying?
What is it?
I have no idea. I screened this on Grok. I asked Grok what tickers were trending, and it gave me this as an emerging narrative. I don't know what it is, but I've been meaning to chart it up and potentially look into it, and then train leaving the station. There's so much rubbish on here. It is just nuts how stuff just will just pop out randomly. Like that is just obscene. I'll tell you what was on my radar, Dave. Plasma.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, we were looking at plasma, weren't we? Has it come back down, or has it carried on going up?
Yeah, it's coming back down today.
Yeah, that had a decent push up, didn't it? From 88 to 107.
But yeah,
there's not much altcoin wise that's in the red today, in the green today.
No, it's just your usual suspects. That one being held up. This, as almost, this is just an ETH beta play, isn't it? Wrecked.
Yeah.
I still hold some of this. I didn't sell anywhere near enough. I'd bought some that I'd forgotten about in a wallet to get into a party in Paris back in February. So like it was like here, and to get into one of the parties in Paris, you had to sort of sign into Luma with a wallet that had wrecked in it. So I bought I think I bought like $25 worth. Completely forgot I'd bought it, and then I looked and it was here.
Is this that juice or that water?
Yeah, the drink. Apparently they're releasing an energy drink, a caffeinated version, but interesting. I mean, it tastes like shit.
Does it? Because it was. I remember it was at Zebu last year. I remember seeing it.
They're everywhere. We're seeing more of this brand stuff. I'll tell you, it was pretty nuts. Is this like I saw some pictures from the Formula One of they sponsored a lot of stuff there. They were on the back of the they were on the back of the rear wing for the Williams, just like it was just penguin.
Well, have you seen what's happened to Doodle's coin?
No.
Dude. It's absolutely sent. Just no, so double O D. Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely it got listed on Upbit. But if you look back, look at to like the back of start of September. It was all the way down there.
Yeah.
And obviously that was one of the biggest collections NFT wise on ETH. The risk reward on that would have been, again, in hindsight, would have been good. What did it do? 9x?
Yeah. 5x from the bottom.
Yeah. Upbit's just stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. This is why, and I will say it every time, set limit orders on your exchange for your spot positions, because otherwise you'll have round tripped the shit out of this. My TP would have been like here.
Yeah, that is crazy, isn't it? They list weird tickets though, Upbit, don't they? Like, all things.
I know Upbit is the one of the preferred exchanges for the MMs this time around as well.
Yeah. This had a really nice push up if we're talking alts.
Yeah. That's pushed up quite nice.
And the rest of it is just dog shit.
Yeah.
This one I'm annoyed. I was on a spaces with a guy that had been shilling this for literally every day for the last 2 weeks. And then it just goes like that.
What has it done since the start? Because obviously it launched, went down, and then went all the way up, didn't it? With that hype.
This is the Binance chart, so
I can't remember when.
Yeah, because this is the one that when it launched, they tried to break Hyperliquid.
Yeah,
or someone using it tried to break Hyperliquid.
it was there, weren't it? In like just before April there, because I remember it
Yeah.
tied in with like the tariff crash, basically. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
It's like here.
I still think that was a bit of a farce, that whole thing, because if it was literally as close to wrecking Hyperliquid as they said it was, it wouldn't have taken many button pushers to carry on just going ding, ding, ding,
No.
ding, ding, to have just killed it. I think it was just FUD again.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was a warning sign, but everyone was able to get in cheap because it was. I think it was the key. What they wanted to do was expose that Hyperliquid was actually centralized because they used the oracles to override what price was actually showing.
Yeah.
So they were able to settle the trades at a price that wasn't the market price.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's just like a giant war against Hyperliquid.
Yeah, none of these dexes are decentralized. Aster, Hyperliquid, Apex. None of them.
Do you see this one? I've not got a clue what this one is, but someone was suggesting this to me.
Fucking sick of seeing all these tickets go through, aren't you?
Zcash.
Oh yeah, that's to be what's Zen doing actually, Zen? I hope that's not gone up more.
No.
Yeah. So this is another privacy coin that's a lot lower than Monero and Zcash. So if you go on the weekly, I'm actually quite interested in this. If you look at the weekly time frame, should this kind of narrative continue anyway? But if you look at the weekly,
Yeah.
obviously it's like all the way to there.
Nice sweep of this Christmas Day scam.
So I don't know. It may be one where maybe profits rotate into it.
Speaking about privacy, I've still got a bag of this. What's this doing?
That's been going up alongside Zcash, but not as far.
Oh, I love this. But the issue with this is this has had a 50%, hasn't it? Someone accumulated a lot of this. Yeah. I just want some old. So I'll tell you what did catch my eye is Mog looks quite nice on the weekly. That feels quite nice. But yeah, I'm still not at the point where I'm interested in alts yet.
Oh, we're at 1.2 mil now on the Chinese coin.
Nice.
Keep it going. Give me another 10x from here. Myself a nice watch. Please.
You love it.
Please, God. I can't be doing it. I need to go buy some outdoors and stuff. Fucking hell.
Oh, I was going to say, well, you nearly got your doors paid for by Aster, but you closed that one a little bit early.
No, yeah. God, what? I need to learn to drop my phone.
Hands, Dave.
Honestly, that was ridiculous. That I was so mad at myself last week. I actually had to stop looking at the chart.
It was a proper custard hand move.
Yeah, it was
I actually felt really sorry for you. Yeah.
Whilst you was laughing your ass off.
I mean, I held mine, but I'd only held mine because I'd done it on Aster and I didn't have Aster on my phone, so I couldn't close the trade.
I don't know what I was thinking.
It was, it's one of those. We've all had those, though, Dave, haven't we?
Yeah.
Did you bank profit though, Dave?
I did, but it was it ended up being like a tenth of what it could have been if I had just literally just done nothing.
Well,
just like literally could have done nothing. Speaking of that, I have seen some TradFi guy talking about gold going to $16,000.
that would be quite something, wouldn't it?
Now I think the price thing isn't the key, is it? I think the key is what would cause gold to just completely blow off top, which would what do you think would be that, like the stock market starting to wobble, or?
Well, my thoughts on all of this stuff. What does that do to the market cap of gold at that point. So that's basically 4x from here, right?
Well, it went to 27 trillion yesterday when it hit 4.
That would be the entire global bond market pretty much gobbled up.
Yes.
So that you're basically talking about the Great Reset, aren't you? Talking about just TradFi blowing up and just everyone throwing the money into gold.
That would be a reversal back to the gold standard.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, the thing is, but yeah, that is like finding another $75 trillion in it to go into it.
Which is exactly what we said. That means you'd basically be rotating from the bond market into gold.
Which you're seeing now, but at that scale, that would be.
I mean, that's
the collapse of that would be the collapse of every single major currency.
Are you trying to get me to just mega long gold, Dave?
You're the gold master. I was just raising it as a thing, yeah. Because I'm just looking now, seeing what is the market cap of the S&P now. So the market cap of the S&P is
60 trillion,
56 trillion, yeah. So you've got, even if the S&P corrected by 30%, there's 15 trillion. That'll be wiped off the market cap. That would send gold another, roughly like 50-60% if it all rotated into that anyway. Probably won't, but
that would wreck. That would wreck a lot of people.
But the thing is, that would only send it back towards the April lows as well. It wouldn't even reset it that much.
No.
It would only reset it down to there. So you're talking obviously probably like a deeper correction. I want to see 50% plus at least.
Yeah, so
on the S&P at least.
I was initially looking at S&P around about 6.6, 6.8, but I think we are now looking somewhere between 7.2-ish.
Yeah, you would imagine that it would be pulled towards 7, wouldn't you? That's what that's my thing now, is over the next like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, is to just build these short positions, these ETF short positions.
Yeah, and well, you've got the downside.
Yeah, just get in on them, and then if I have to, if you have to swallow 10-20% drawdown, just because what will probably happen is it will probably come out of nowhere, won't it? There's not going to be some warning saying, "Oh, everyone sell now." Do you know what I mean? It will just come out of nowhere, the trend shift.
Yeah.
You just need to be, if you are looking to short it, you just really need to be on board.
Yeah, and I think certainly one thing that's been quite interesting in the recent rallies is that the Mag 7 aren't actually that strong outside of Tesla, which had a lot of catching up to do. Like, you think about how mental the price action's been. From a weekly perspective, there doesn't feel a huge amount of strength in that. Apple pretty much looks, I mean, my perspective on Apple is like, that looks fairly cooked. If it can't properly break out and make a new high above there, that feels. Meta, you can see, failed to make a new high there. That's where things get a little bit scary. Microsoft, felt like a blow off.
In my opinion, or the stuff that I look at for this, we haven't had the final push yet to set the clock ticking for actually the nukes coming. It's got a ways to go, I think. Not masses, but
yeah, it's not the time to be putting balls on the table. But I've been DCAing. I've got a DCA order set, so I'm sitting fairly pretty. Like, everything else is.
Where is it market cap wise now of Nvidia?
4.6 trillion, I believe.
4.6 trillion.
4.51 trillion, it says on here.
Wow.
Earnings per share of $3.50 on a share that's $185.
So I would say
Oh,
I would be looking at 194, 195 as a something to keep an eye on for it.
Yeah.
Um,
we're at 1.6 mil now.
Very, very nice.
Refresh.
what was the actual? So at a 60, was it a 60% pullback? Was it Nvidia had?
Yeah.
No, 43%.
Here, yeah. 43 down here.
Yeah, I think this has got at least one more leg up. I don't think it's done. It's my opinion. 100 trillion for gold. Sorry, 16 trillion. What was it? 16,000.
$100 trillion.
That would literally be back to gold standard, right?
You could,
That's the end of fear.
yeah, surely not. I mean, never say never, but I mean, even a run towards 10,000 would be absolutely crazy, wouldn't it?
I would say it's pretty crazy as it is.
Yeah. Oh no, it is. Wild.
It's
That would be crazy.
interesting. Very, very interesting. So what's the catalyst going to be for it all to go tits up and crash?
The AI bubble, people actually ask for the money. No, I think one catalyst that I think is interesting that I've been talking about for a while is I think you're now seeing with these valuations and the de-dollarization a move towards some of the Chinese counterparts. And I think once you see it come up like this thing, you'd argue that this thing probably now, given the US valuations, we're seeing it catch up now, but this has a lot to catch up on for some of the record valuations. I think the thing is, I think once China creates something that is 70% as good as the US, but a fraction of the cost, you'll see that shift. And some of the valuations coming home to roost. I mean, I won't shit on it too much because it has been a fantastic stock of mine. But like this thing, if I can, I saw quite a funny tweet. It showed the headquarters for this place, and it is as backstreet as they come. But like that is nuts. This thing, I love this thing, but this thing has no revenue. Like this thing is pre-revenue, and you're talking about a market cap of 20 billion.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Honestly, it's out of control.
So very quickly, on a side note, so if Satoshi was still about, where would he be in the list of richest people in the world?
I think I saw something and he's sixth.
Yeah, he's up there because he's like at 130 billion now or something.
Yeah.
Or they. Which is just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's properly nuts. This is the tweet I saw.
So Satoshi at 134 billion would be currently 12th place, just below Warren Buffett.
Crazy.
Okay. How do I zoom in on here? Yeah. These are the headquarters. So RGTI, however many billion, that's its headquarters. Another Quantum, that's not an $11 billion company headquarters. That one. It's just nuts.
It's a bubble, isn't it? It's literally a bubble.
It's literally, if you could have a tick box of all the things that qualify as something that's overcooked and a bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal.
That's like the equivalent of Amazon still running out of Bezos's garage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is nuts. And I think the dollar is. I'm going to flash the DXY up again just for shits and giggles. But like, look at the state of that.
I've looked at the DXY for a while. Well, it's funny enough. The DXY is exactly in one of my little special zones that I marked out months and months and months ago. So if we lose this level, so if we close the weekly below 97.2, I have us coming down all the way down another 10%. So like into the 90, 89 kind of region, which is pretty mental. But like I said this the other day, does this devalue their debt?
It does, and obviously they've got their gold reserves. I mean, the issue that they have from a gold reserve perspective is the minute they even start selling it, there wouldn't be the liquidity on the market to sell it.
No.
I think this is the interesting thing about this as well. Is I think we look at the DXY, but like the rest of the currencies are going to shit. I think, what did I look at yesterday? My comparison chart of pairings, and it's reset a bit now. But look at this, like the Japanese yen. Look at the state of that. Like that was ETH was 8% up against the yen yesterday.
Yeah. But they obviously they've got the first
the new central bank. Yeah. Poland, was there anyone Polish? But they've just had an election. Interesting to see that the South African rand is the strongest currency today.
That's not a glaring kind of issue with the world. There you go.
Closely followed by the Mexican peso.
It's just, yeah, it's just. I think as we've again said for a while, a lot of the currency. I mean, the devaluation of the US dollar over the last however many years has been bad enough.
Yeah.
There's simply other currencies around the world, whether it's the Turkish lira, the Argentine peso, well, it's just pointless. They're utterly pointless. You might as well just do what El Salvador done and just either change your currency to the euro or the dollar or whatever it may be, or just go for a digital currency.
Yeah.
Just change it all to your meme coin, Dave, that you're in. That would do it, wouldn't it?
Oh, please, yeah. Please do.
Look at the state of that.
Just begging this. Please let this be the one. Let this be the one. The one ticket.
What would qualify it as the one, Dave?
Well, I don't know. Well, to be fair, I would sell this for a 20x.
Yeah.
Which would only be about 10 million market cap. So I will probably leave some in as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that would, I mean, I can't remember the last time I hit a 20x. So 20, unless you're actually trading memes, 20x's don't exist in crypto anymore, do they?
No.
Like they don't exist between large caps and stuff. Like, I mean, even if you would have got in on Asta when CZ tweeted it, it still wouldn't have been a 20x.
Well, it depends what
Yeah.
your holding period is, right? If you held, what was Solana at the bottom of the market?
Oh no, yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
That's done. God, what will that have done now? That will have done probably just about a 30x, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but Solana's mad. Like in terms of the inflation on it.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
fact that the market cap has doubled and it's at the same highs is wild.
No, I think that's the whole ecosystem cap. But yeah, it's just completely nuts.
Yeah, you'd get it on CoinMarketCap if you want to look at the market cap
Yeah.
comparisons.
Yeah. What are commodities doing today?
Well, gold's
How's my
going
bit-
up because it set a new all-time high yesterday because the day ended in Y.
My beloved orange juice is consolidating nicely. Pigs creeping up. Look at the state of that. That's the business you need to be in.
What's that, pigs?
Cattle.
I thought that was very much like not very good for the planet anymore. Making cows. Did you see the other week, by the way, that BlackRock have pulled out of their ESG?
Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. I read an article and it talked about it was the ESG investment tax, and it was sort of it had got to a point where the amount you lose out on. A lot of them had been. There'd also been a bit of a push on some of the relaxing of the rules, because when we had off the back of the Russia-Ukraine crisis and we had the rise in oil, is their exposure to oil assets went up a bit above some of the thresholds, and they didn't want to offload them. So I think some of them were for ESG. It was like you had to have an X% below.
But I even know like
was,
thermal coal projects and stuff like that started.
Love coal. I don't want to say that on stream because I'll get hunted down. But yeah, I bought some. There was a spin-off. It was it Tech? It was one of the companies span off their coal assets. And it was Glencore. Glencore span off their coal assets.
Yeah. It depends. You've got the met coal and then you've got the thermal coal, and the thermal coal was the nasty one that everyone went, no, this is terrible for the world. But yeah, I don't know to what extent they pulled out the ESG side of things, BlackRock, but obviously if they have done it, especially after what Trump was saying the other week about hates renewables, drill baby drill, get the coal going and all that kind of jazz. I don't know if that was another one that was short-lived, because I was literally thinking about one of my cars the other day. So I bought a hybrid the last time round for the good lady wife's car. And thought to myself, is there a future? Everyone's been going nuts on the electrical car side of things. Is there a future in it? Does it just kind of, because of the rare earths that you need? And I don't know if you saw the vessel that was just basically, there's no standard for actually transporting them around the world. No. And it was, I think, basically a vessel that was transporting EVs caught fire, and they abandoned ship, and they basically went, like, the amount of water it takes to put out one car is gallons. Extrapolate that by like 400 vehicles, it was like, we might as well just let this burn for like the next 30 years.
I read it was in a book. I forgot much. That was it. It was in a book called The World for Sale by Javier Blas. I recommend reading it. It's he's the commodities guy from Bloomberg. Fantastic read. But there was a stat that said to meet projected electric vehicle demand over the next 30 years, we have to dig up more natural resources than we have in the past 30,000. It is just completely bonkers. I think the big winner out of all of this will be natural gas, and that seems to be anyone who sort of follows the energy sort of flows. Is a lot of the producers now are focusing on gas because that's, from an AI perspective, that's the best form of powering them, because you can power it gives you that adaptability for power output.
Yeah. But they're
So
just a lot more efficient, the power side of things. And
lot more carbon friendly. The issue's always been with natural gas is transporting it, which is why it's really expensive to build the terminals to accept it. But obviously our friends in the US are very keen to export more of theirs.
Especially a nice cheap dollar as well. That might work quite nice.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see it all kind of like the narratives kind of joining together and why stuff's being done.
Yeah, he wants to export energy.
Yeah.
Wants to be a big exporter, and obviously we're seeing it in the oil markets. Crude coming down, and the big thing for him will be him and his rate cuts are relatively safe so long as this stays low. If this starts creeping back up into this region here is when you will see inflation begin to really pick up.
Well, the thing is, so if you go back to his inauguration speech or one of his like pre-election or whatever it was we want cheap oil.
Yeah.
So it's one thing him going cheap oil and then producing it to whatever degree, but you also need the blessing of OPEC, etc. as well.
Yeah.
To go, right, we'll because it is monopolised so badly.
Yeah.
Just go, right, we basically fix the price wherever we deem fair.
Yeah, 100%. Well, he's got, so from a Russia-Ukraine thing, it's in his interest to get Putin to the table to push this down. Obviously, our friends in the Middle East aren't particularly keen on that because they need, I think the Middle East break even for their budgets. Certainly, I know Saudi Arabia's is around here. So they're currently suffering quite significantly. He's pushed it down. I think one of the issues he's got is some of the US producers, I think their break-even point is around here.
Yeah.
So we dip below. The sweet spot for US producers is $70 because that's where it's cheap enough not to notice it coming through the pumps. Because it gives them enough.
I've seen that chart before in my former life, and I think like places like Venezuela, for example, it's like $120 a barrel or something stupid like that. So so it's, but again, with all the stuff that's got that, you got all the Middle East to the table for the stuff that's going on in Gaza. I wonder when we come to Project Rebuild, how much have they been promised to of like the rebuilding contracts and stuff like that off the which is then more diversification away from natural resources and blah 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 blah. It's you can see the whole roadmap kind of laid out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, here it is. So I've just asked Perplexity what the break-even cost for oil is at different places. We got Saudi Arabia $85 a barrel. The UAE is 50. Qatar's 50. Iraq's 99. Russia's is around 50. Iran is 124. Yeah, so you're seeing that push and pull. I think the UAE's done really well to diversify away from it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so you're basically bleeding more and more not only with the break-even costs, but also the sanctions of Iran, which then depowers and ruins their economy. I'm surprised that the Saudis are way more expensive than everyone else in that region.
Yeah, but the Saudis don't have anything else coming in.
No.
But obviously the Saudis act as that rudder piece. They've also been, not to take too much sympathy for them, because I'm sure they're quite wealthy, but they have been fairly shafted by some of the other countries accidentally exceeding their quotas for prolonged periods. The politics of OPEC and alike. But yeah, and Iran's also got the issue of the fact that they don't have the refining capabilities for their grade.
No.
Which, yeah, the real one that I'm keeping an eye on for oil producers, I think there's some real value in in some of the Canadian producers.
The problem is obviously like Suncor and CNRL and stuff like that. They've got big oil sands projects, and they need for
their
that
refining
to be viable. That I'm sure that's north of $100 because it's such a unbelievable process of how they do it.
Yeah,
but it's that cost
so heavy.
Yeah,
and it doesn't produce particularly good oil. It's not particularly an oil podcast, but you have different grade. For those unaware, you have different grades of oil, and they carry different premiums. So you've got what's called sweet and sour. So sour is higher sulfur content, sweet is lower sulfur content.
Because like places like Venezuela, like PDVSA and stuff like that, that are a big producer there, it literally needs hardly any refining because it just like comes out as gold nectar kind of thing. Whereas in other places, it's that black heavy sludge. Yeah,
Malaysia, I think, has the highest grade of oil on the planet. I think it's Malaysian that's really, 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 really sweet.
Yeah.
Which is why, and then you've got Brent, which Brent was always quite the nice middle ground.
Yeah.
But enough about the different grades of oil. I find it quite interesting. I mean, I'm one of these people that just goes around rabbit holes and reads everything. But
sounds very similar to me, Wiz.
It's an interesting one. I think then, just to wrap up, because we've been on for fairly a long time, I hope people have actually found some use out of us rambling. I think just from a sort of final perspective, final take, final look out on any and all markets, if there's anything you've got your eye on, if there's anything you think is a level worth watching, if there's anything to add.
I think if you're looking at gold, I think the psychological level of $4,000 is well worth keeping an eye on. And again, if you'd have said to me even a few months ago we're going to get to $4,000 on gold, I would have thought he was mad. Obviously, what Dave said to me is I've massively underclubbed it. But if this coincides with the peace in the Middle East, strap yourself in, because I think crypto could be the trigger. Obviously, Dave, you and I spoke about this on Stonks many months ago about the gold topping out, and not even. I still think there's enough money on the sidelines for crypto anyway. But you might see a redistribution and just a bit more inflow into speculative assets if you get that peace deal done. That's my wise final words. Dave, top that. Meme coin, get your meme coin shilling.
Yeah, go on, shill your bags.
Chinese meme on. No. Just send it all. Give us a nice end to the year.
Yeah.
Give us a nice
Get
end
some-
to the year. So
Get some
top
Christmas
top
presents.
Bitcoin in October, alt run in November. See you next year. After that,
Yeah, short it all back down, and then rebuy the ashes.
yeah.
Pre-buy that.
Sounds simple in sounds
carry
simple when you say it
Carry
like
on
that.
building Mag 7 and stock market shorts.
Nvidia 50% pullback. How glorious!
Minimum 50% minimum.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. It is interesting. One thing that I said to Dave Justin that I didn't know was a thing on Robinhood that could contribute towards it is Robinhood allows you to borrow against your stocks.
Mhm.
Just to add that extra element of leverage. So there's a lot of people of whom I assume will have spent margin from stocks that they are up quite significantly on. So that could be quite a nice. I say a nice. Obviously, not if you're the holder, but there's a little bit of a cascade down from there.
Well, it just means you're rewashing the initial capital. You're rewashing and magnifying that capital across different asset classes. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this is the same kind of thing that happened in the housing market bubble. And
Yeah.
again, not to be too pessimistic, but we all know how that kind of played out.
Exactly.
Absolutely crazy, but yeah, I think that's everything from the wise men this week. Hopefully, everyone found that useful and took out some nuggets of information. We've got our charts marked up so we can see how we've got on next week. But yeah,
Lovely.
I think on that,
Sign
take
off.
care.